Did anybody think 300 was going to deliver like that? Incredible fights, all-time great moments, atmosphere off the charts exciting. The expectations before any fights were even announced for this card were absolutely unattainable, and even if you were high on this thing heading into Saturday, there's no chance you thought this might be the greatest card ever. But is it? Did the UFC just pull off the greatest show in the history of mixed martial arts? I'm Tommy from MMA On Point. A massive thank you to our channel Hall of Famers, and holy shit, I think they might have done it. There is so much to discuss, but we have to make sure we're all on the same page first, so let's run down UFC 300 right quick. Alex Pereira KO'd Jamahal Hill 3-14 into the first round of their light heavyweight title fight. Zhang Weili won via submission in the second round and then via unanimous decision to defend her strawweight title against Yan Xiaonan. Max Holloway scored a literal last-second KO victory over Justin Gaethje in their BMF title showdown. Arman Tsarukyan defeated Charles Oliveira via split decision to earn Dustin Poirier a shot at Islam Makhachev's lightweight strap, and kicking off the main card, Bo Nickel subbed Cody Brundage in the second round even though he wasn't happy about it. These were the most stacked prelims of all time, and they were fantastic with a lot of great finishes. Go back and watch all of them if you didn't, and even if you did, go back and watch them again. Alright, so now that you know what happened, let's run the numbers and dive a bit deeper into UFC 300. The third highest gate in promotional history saw 13 fights with 5 KO TKOs, 3 subs, and 5 decisions for a total cage time of 2 hours 36 minutes 37 seconds. Favorites dominated the night, taking 10 victories, with dogs only earning wins in 3 bouts. Holloway via 5th round KO was a plus 2,500 outcome. Can you imagine hitting that bet at literally the last second? Speaking of, and I know that's the one everybody wants to talk about, the knockdown from Gaethje, not an official knockdown after review by UFC stat keepers, meaning his all-time chin remains number 1. Max added to his lead for the most significant strikes absorbed in UFC history that now sits at 3,300, nearly double the fighter in second. Besides his debut, that was the least significant strikes Poatan has needed to earn a knockout in the UFC, with just 24 landed, earning him our terrifying efficiency award. Zhang Weili is the first ever women's champion to re-earn a title and successfully defend it twice, surpassing Amanda Nunes, Rose Namajunas, and Carla Esparza. That is the most submissions Charlie Olives has ever attempted in a single bout with 4, and even crazier, of the 24 bouts he's ever attempted at least one submission, he has scored a finish 71% of the time. So Arman really danced with the devil in the pale moonlight out there and survived, earning him our You Wanna Get Nuts award. Finally, in Bo Nickel's 5 UFC branded bouts with 5 finishes, he has yet to land double-digit significant strikes, this bout being his most with 8. But you're not here for the stats, you're here for the conversation, so let's talk about what really happened. On Thursday, our own Max Randall compared 300 with the best cards in MMA history to see how it stacked up on paper versus the all-time greats. But seeing the scheduled lineup and living this thing were 2 different experiences. Look, I've been in this game a long-ass time now. It's pretty hard to get me excited on a fight night. This is my job, and while I love it, that spark you have when great things happen is a lot harder to ignite for a jaded old head like me. Well, not last night. This was the type of card that gets fans into the sport. 300 delivered across the board from start to finish, but is it the greatest card ever? Jason mentioned to me as we discussed the event afterwards that his standard for card's greatness is whether it inspired him, and by that measure 300 has to be right up there with the all-time best. If you weren't moved by Max Holloway's performance, you don't have a pulse. That finish is up there with the best moments this sport has ever generated. The greatness of the 2 champions who retained, Tsarukyan surviving those submissions, Money Moicano's love of the Constitution. This card had inspiration in spades. Did 300 feel as grand as some of the all-time best? Yes, it did. It felt big and like a true celebration of everything that had come before it, and showed the level that the UFC has gotten to since 1993. The sense of progression was very strong, like this was reaching a new phase. This card was everything that UFC 200 wished it could have been, and even more amazingly, it didn't need crazy star power. It didn't need some insane blood feud. Last night was the best in the sport, delivering incredible performances, and that was enough. Hell, the poster was as basic as it gets. This was the UFC showing what it looks like when world-class production meets world-class talent. And then the fights themselves, of course. That's hugely important, obviously. That 300k bonus really put something in the water because there were so many good finishes. And really only one boring fight. The rest all had compelling elements, either spectacular wins or were just solid scraps all around. Am I going to say this is the best card ever? It's definitely up there. It's right alongside 100 and 189 and 205 and 217. Whether you put it at the very top or not, I don't think matters as much because I'm guessing that most of us can agree that this was one of the best shows ever. A landmark event for the promotion without question. One that is going to stand the test of time. Alright, now that we've determined that this was indeed one of the greatest ever, let's wrap up our 300 discussion by looking at some of the individual performances that made it so special. In the words of Conor McGregor, you gotta have some attributes to fight Alex Pereira. It takes beyond a special level on the feet, of course, but good luck without a ground game that can keep him on the back foot, and even then you have to fight near perfect to avoid having Poatan push Herb Dean out of the way and end your night. The guy is rapidly becoming one of the most accomplished fighters the promotion has ever had, and Goliath will be a real test for the champ, and of course Yuri looked great and is in the mix, but if I'm being honest, I would much rather see Pereira and Aspinall dance at heavyweight before anything else. With that division log-jammed because of Jones and Stipe, the most fan-friendly fight you can make right now in any division is between Alex and Tom. That thing would be a monster in Brazil or the UK, please. A stat I didn't mention earlier, Weili is the second fighter ever to win a UFC bout twice, joining Murillo Bustamante. I know there's been plenty of discussion both ways, but I felt like Jan was out. Not that she wasn't game as hell the rest of the fight. That was amazing that she even made it to the cards. Props on a controversial moment like that, adding to a special night. Kayla Harrison, she made the weight, she did her thing, she's gonna be a massive favorite against champion Roxy. Nunes is already hinting at a comeback to take her on. We are so back at 135, baby. And finally, we gotta talk about the star of the show, Max BMF Holloway. To me, he is the ultimate BMF. With all due respect to everyone else, this guy moves up a weight class for this fight, which I think is a big deal, and then he is up huge with 10 seconds left, could have easily coasted to win, and instead he said, fuck it, we're gonna meet in the middle and throw down. I mean, Dana said it after at the presser.
I sell holy shit moments for a living. That was the ultimate holy shit moment of all time.
To beat the buzzer like that, to flatten Justin Gaethje like that, that is the baddest motherfucker. As silly as that little belt is, and how it was 1 of 1 and now we're at 3. What Max did gave that thing more juice than it ever had. Now next time they pull this gimmick out, it's going to mean a lot more. And give Max whatever the hell he wants next. Make that Topuria fight. This guy is one of the most exciting talents the sport has ever had, and he absolutely stole the show on a night of nights in this sport, just adding to his ridiculous legacy. Another man with a legacy unmatched is the editor of this video, Max Randall. Putting these together so fast after the card is truly insane. If you've ever done any editing and at such a high level, you know what's up. Please follow him on his socials and check out his YouTube channel. A massive thanks to our channel Hall of Famers. You guys make every week feel like UFC 300, and folks, you can join them. That is what that join button is for. New low price, lots of exclusive content. Go check it out. Like and subscribe to get these event breakdowns on your feed right when they go up. Tell me in the comments if UFC 300 is the best card ever, or where you would rank it, and let me know how you reacted to Holloway's last second finish. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you at 301.